We have all been there, the endless cycle of job applications, the thrill of a response, then the dreaded interview. But what if I told you many of these interviews are a sham, a colossal waste of time for everyone involved? This isn't about bashing companies and organizations. It's about exposing a broken system, a system that leaves both candidates and businesses frustrated and disillusioned. We need to talk about what I call hiring hypocrisy. We need to find a better way. Having said that, my name is Lionella Betts. Welcome to Lionella Betts Inspires, where we are dedicated to helping people between the ages of 35 to 60 years become their best self and embrace their true purpose in life. We focus on personal and professional development, relationships, and writing. As a seasoned nurse executive, I know this story all too well. I have seen it from both sides. I have hired several nurses and nursing assistants. I have also witnessed the flaws in the hiring process. I have a keen eye for talent, and I can spot a dedicated nurse from a mile away. But even with my experience, I have encountered the pitfalls of bogus interviews from both sides of the aisle, from both an employer and employee standpoint. I believe in hiring efficiency. I believe in respect for everyone involved. And I believe in honest hiring practices for both employer and employees. Without further ado, let's get started. Chapter 1. A Sea of Wasted Time. The numbers are staggering. A recent study found that over 60% of job seekers have been on at least one interview they knew was pointless. That's a huge amount of wasted time and resources. Think about it. Candidates spend hours polishing resumes and prepping for interviews. Companies dedicate staff and resources to screening applicants and conducting interviews. It's time to acknowledge the elephant in the room. This broken system is hurting everyone. Chapter 2. The smokescreen of hiring. So, what is hiring hypocrisy? It's a term that might sound harsh, but it's a reality many face. It's the disconnect between a company's stated values and their actual hiring practices. Companies often preach about their commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion. But when it comes down to it, there's a significant gap between what they say they want and who they actually hire. This gap can be disheartening for many job seekers. For example, a company that appears to champion diversity might have posters and slogans everywhere, promoting an inclusive environment. Their website boasts about inclusion, featuring testimonials from a few diverse employees. They paint a picture of a utopia where everyone is welcome. But when you look at their leadership team, it's the same old story. A homogeneous group that doesn't reflect the diversity they claim to value. This isn't just about diversity. It's also about the skills, experience, and cultural fit that companies say they prioritize. They talk about wanting the best talent, valuing unique experiences, and ensuring a good cultural fit. But often these are just buzzwords. Companies often have a predetermined candidate in mind, someone who fits a mold they've already decided on. Yet they go through the motions of interviewing others. Why? To maintain the appearance of fairness and thoroughness. But in reality, the decision was made long before the interviews even started. This facade can be frustrating and demoralizing for genuine candidates who believe they have a fair shot. Chapter 3. Anatomy of a Bogus Interview. Let's be real, bogus interviews are easy to spot. The interviewer seems disinterested. They spend more time checking their phone than engaging with you. The questions are generic, lacking focus. You leave the interview feeling deflated. Your gut tells you it was a waste of time. And you know what? Your gut is probably right. These interviews aren't just frustrating, they are demoralizing. They make candidates question their worth, and they erode trust in the hiring process. Chapter 4. Employer red flags during the hiring process. Did you know that according to a 2020 survey by Career Builder, 60% of job seekers have abandoned a job application due to a poor hiring experience? Whether you're hiring or getting hired, recognizing red flags is crucial to ensure a successful match. But how can you spot these warning signs before it's too late? Let's dive into the hidden truths of hiring practices from both sides of the table. Let's first discuss employer red flags that you should watch out for during the hiring process. 1. Taking too long to get back to you. A delay in communication can indicate disorganization or indecisiveness within the company. It may suggest that the company is not respectful of your time or that they lack a streamlined hiring process. Run. 2. Several rounds of interviews. While multiple interviews can be necessary, an excessive number can indicate indecision or lack of clarity about the role. This could be a sign of micromanagement or a convoluted decision-making process. Run. 3. We are family here. This phrase can be a red flag if used to justify long hours, low pay, or crossing professional boundaries. It may indicate an expectation of loyalty that surpasses reasonable professional expectations. Run. 4. They are late for the interview. If the interviewer is consistently late, it could suggest poor time management or a lack of respect for the candidate's time, potentially reflecting the company's culture. Run. 5. They want you to promise you won't leave. Asking for such commitments could signal high turnover rates or underlying issues within the company that cause employees to leave. Run. 6. They want you to agree to work longer hours that are unpaid. Being asked to work unpaid overtime under the guise of being a team player can be a red flag for potential exploitation and lack of work-life balance. Run. 7. Asking personal questions. Inappropriate personal questions during interviews are unprofessional and may violate labor laws, indicating a lack of boundaries and respect. Run. Chapter 5. Employee red flags. During the hiring process. Did you know that according to a 2020 survey by Career Builder, 75% of employers have caught a lie on a resume? Now let's look at employee red flags that employers should be aware of when hiring. 1. Appearance. Dressing inappropriately for the interview can indicate a lack of understanding of professional norms or disrespect for the company's culture. 2. Not being prepared for the interview. Failing to research the company or understand the job role suggests a lack of interest or motivation. 3. Not answering questions. Avoiding questions or providing vague responses can be a sign of dishonesty or lack of experience. 4. Divulging too much personal info. Oversharing personal information may indicate a lack of professional boundaries or inability to separate personal life from work. 5. Talking bad about their previous company. Speaking negatively about past employers can raise concerns about the candidate's attitude and professionalism. 6. Not asking questions. Failing to ask questions shows a lack of curiosity or interest in the role and company. Chapter 6. Cracking the code. Real talk on hiring. In today's competitive job market, finding the right candidate can be a daunting task for companies, but it doesn't have to be. The good news is that there are solutions. It starts with honesty. Organizations need to foster a culture of transparency from the very beginning of the hiring process. Companies need to be upfront about their needs and expectations. This means clearly outlining the job responsibilities, required skills, and company culture in the job posting. No more vague job descriptions. A well-defined job description helps candidates understand if they are a good fit for the role, saving time for both parties. No more leading candidates on. It's crucial to communicate openly with candidates about where they stand in the hiring process. If a company already has an internal candidate in mind, they should be transparent about it. This honesty can prevent misunderstandings and foster a positive reputation for the company. This doesn't mean they shouldn't interview other candidates. It's important to give everyone a fair chance, but being upfront about the situation can help manage expectations. But it does mean being open about where things stand. Clear communication can help candidates feel respected and valued, even if they are not selected for the role. Honesty and transparency are key. They build trust with potential candidates, which can lead to a more positive hiring experience for everyone involved. When candidates feel that a company is being honest with them, they are more likely to have a positive view of the company, regardless of the outcome. And they save everyone valuable time and energy. A transparent hiring process can streamline recruitment, reduce turnover, and ultimately lead to better hires. In the end, everyone benefits from a process built on honesty and clarity. Chapter 7: Actionable Steps for Authentic Hiring. Change won't happen overnight, but there are practical steps companies can take to move towards more authentic hiring. Start by writing clear and detailed job descriptions. Outline specific skills, experience, and qualifications needed for the role. This helps in attracting the right candidates. Use technology effectively to streamline the process. Leverage AI for initial screenings to ensure only qualified candidates are interviewed. This saves time and resources. Train interviewers thoroughly. Equip them with the skills to conduct effective and engaging interviews. This includes understanding how to ask the right questions and how to evaluate responses fairly. Offer constructive feedback to all candidates, even those who aren't selected. This helps them improve and shows that your company values their effort. These steps require effort and commitment, but they are essential for creating a more efficient and equitable hiring process. By implementing these steps, companies can build a more inclusive and diverse workforce, which ultimately leads to better performance and innovation. Authentic hiring is not just about filling positions. It's about finding the right people who will contribute to the company's success and culture. Chapter 8: A Call for Transparency. Let's be clear. This isn't about shaming companies. It's about sparking a conversation. It's about demanding better from the system. We need a system that values time, respects candidates, and prioritizes genuine connection. Companies, it's time to step up. Be transparent in your hiring practices. Value the time and effort candidates invest. Let's work together to create a hiring process that is fair, efficient, and truly reflects the values we strive for. Take action and join the movement. The fight for fair hiring practices is just beginning. We need your voice to amplify the message. Join me and countless others who are demanding better. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the Lionella Bets Inspires channel for more insights on navigating the professional world. Let's create a future where talent rises to the top, not through bogus interviews, but through genuine opportunity. Wishing you God's love, joy, and peace. Please continue to follow Jesus. And always check both sides of the story before you judge. Always choose love over hate. The conversation starts now. See you next week in the next video from Lionella Bets Inspires.